What do you call a
Nightmare.
headless snow? I don't know.
I could not hear any of you.
It's okay, Victoria. What is the answer?
Nightmare.
A chicken duckling.
No.
What do you call a headless snowman, Victoria?
A head snow.
A head snow?
A head man or head snow.
Oh, okay. All right. You guys are coming up with your own jokes these
Wait,
days. I'm digging.
I have a joke, Miss Sarah.
You can tell it we're going to tell it at the end, okay? I don't know who said that. Naomi, remind me at the end and you can tell another joke at the end, okay? Sound good? Okay, everybody's going to get muted because we're going to start class really quick. Let's see, we're going to mute everybody. You guys should all be able to hear me. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I see Layla, James, and Abby. We missed you guys last week. I'm glad you're back. Okay. Today we are going on a special kind of road trip, specifically about snow. But I need to get my computer to work. There we go. Okay.
I know where we're going.
Do you? Where
Yeah.
are we going?
It's somewhere that's really cold.
Oh,
I know where
that's
Ooh,
a
the
good
North
guess.
Pole.
We're
we're
not
going to Canada.
We're not going to Canada. We're not going to the
We're
North Pole.
going
Those
to
are
the
really-
Arctic.
Those are really good guesses, you guys. Really good guesses. We're actually going to go to multiple different places today.
Antarctica.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
we're
sounds
gonna
fun.
go. We're gonna take a nice visit. But first, we are going to learn a little bit about snow because that seems pretty relevant to what we're going through right now. And so I wanted to just kind of introduce you guys to snow in case we don't know how it's made, which I bet you guys are so smart. You know exactly how snow is made, but I found a really cool video and I'm going to show it to you because I thought it was really interesting. But first, here are a couple of facts about snow. Did you know that roughly half of the people in the world have never seen snow before in their entire life? Right? That's mind-blowing. Could you imagine never seeing snow? My family.
That would be a disaster.
It would be a disaster. My family has hosted high school exchange students for many, many years, and we've hosted multiple students from Brazil, and those students had never seen snow before. And so the first time they'd ever seen snow was when they came to New Mexico and lived with our family for a year, and then they got to play in snow. So it was a really neat thing to see because it was their very first experience with snow. Okay.
Did
Back
they freak out? Like, what is
They
that?
did freak out. Actually, that's the videos I should have shared with you guys. I have one of our Brazilian girls is like screaming like crazy, like, oh my gosh, it's snow, it's snow. She was so excited.
Excuse me.
Do what?
Excuse me.
Yes, Michaela.
For some parts of my life, I didn't really see snow for some part of my life, I think, because I was born in Yuma, and it's pretty rare for snow to be there.
Gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, so our second fact that we're going to talk about is that snow is not actually white. What? Another mind-blowing fact, right? It's actually translucent, which means you can see through it. But because light cannot pass through it easily, it's reflected instead, resulting in its white color to our eyes. So really, it's not actually white, but because of how our eyes work and how it compacts on the ground, it actually looks white to us, okay? Fact number 3. A snowflake's shape is determined by the humidity and the temperature when it's formed. And you're going to learn a little bit more about that in the video that I'm going to show you. And
Never touch yellow snow.
Oh, thank you, Victoria. That's a really good tip. And our fact
It
number
could be
4.
key.
It's true. Fact number 4, the types of snowflakes that we're going to talk about today are stellar plates, stellar dendrites, columns, needles, and rimmed crystals, which sound like a bunch of different words, but we're going to check them out today. So that way you can go outside and you can actually look at the snow that's still falling. It's still falling a little bit here at my house, and see if you can figure out what kind of snow that you see. So here's the short video. It is a little bit longer than most of the videos that I show you guys, so prepare yourself, but I think it's very, very interesting and it's kind of cool. So we're gonna watch it together, and course, there's always an ad, right? We know that. It's like
During the
YouTube.
holidays, we were able to get a lot of really awesome
it
food
bigger.
from the local pantry. The day before Thanksgiving, there was turkey and potatoes and a pumpkin pie, and I would not have bought those things, and it felt a lot more like the holidays.
A family vacation in a Vrbo means leaving all the craziness behind. Well, maybe not all of it. Crazy feels good when it has room to spread out in a Vrbo.
All right, here we go.
Who's up for a word game? When I say science, what picture comes into your mind? Is it stuff like test tubes and telescopes? Maybe it's computers or microscopes, or living things like flowers or frogs. But did you think of anything that looks like art? A lot of science is really beautiful, and there might be no better way to study the beauty of nature than by looking at snowflakes. Have you ever taken a close look at snowflakes in the winter when they land on your coat or mitten just before they melt? Each snowflake is a six-pointed work of art, as cool and as individual as the ones you've probably made with paper and scissors. But how does nature make snowflakes? First thing to know is the little six-pointed pieces of ice that you and I call snowflakes are really made up of snow crystals. Scientists use the word snowflake to describe the fluffy white things that fall from the sky, which are actually bunches of snow crystals all stuck together. And the journey of a snow crystal begins in a cloud. Up there, water in the form of gas called water vapor freezes around a piece of dust or pollen that's just floating around in the cloud. This forms what's called a seed crystal. And seed crystals can become snow crystals if conditions inside the cloud are just right. As the seed crystal bumps around inside of the cloud, lots of particles that make up water stick to it. The particles that make up water have a very specific shape. They kind of look like the letter V. And when enough of these particles stick together, they form shapes that have 6 sides, called hexagons. And that's your most basic kind of snow crystal. But if there's enough water around, then more water particles will attach at the little points of that 6-sided crystal, each becoming an arm or a branch. From there, all kinds of different things can happen. Even though all snowflakes have 6 sides, they can end up looking totally different from one another. In fact, scientists have names for more than 30 different shapes of snow crystals. Some are big and flat and are called plates. Others look long and narrow, called needles. Still, others are tall and wide, like columns. And then there's probably the most famous shape, called dendrites. They look kind of like stars that have sprouted tree branches. The shape that each snow crystal takes depends on what the conditions were like as it formed in the cloud. Things like temperature and how much water is in the air can make a big difference if you're a snowflake. So, for example, colder temperatures often make flakes with more pointy and fancy arms, while snow crystals that are made in warmer temperatures and air with less water in it tend to be smaller and simpler. Now, you might have heard that no 2 snowflakes are alike. A lot of them do look really similar to each other, but scientists think that it would be really hard for any 2 to end up being exactly the same. That's because the conditions in the clouds are always changing, so the flakes that they make are always changing too. Once a snowflake takes shape, its journey has only just begun. After bouncing around in the cloud for a while, it falls to the ground. And as it falls, it keeps changing, depending on the temperature, the amount of water in the air, and other things like wind that it passes through. Since each flake takes a different path all the way to the ground, each one ends up being slightly different. And that's why scientists say that no 2 snowflakes are exactly the same, but they're all really interesting and beautiful. So now you know how snow crystals are made by nature. Miniature works of art, no scissors required. Thanks for joining us on SciShow Kids. And if you have a question or just something you'd like to learn more about, let us know by leaving a comment.
All right, so pretty good video, right? A little bit longer than we typically show in class, but it was worth it. It gave us a lot of information that we can use to answer some of the questions now. So,
Can we listen to the state song?
ooh, I didn't put it in this one. If we have time at the end, I'll look it up and I'll get you the state song.
Okay.
Okay, sound good?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so question. We know that snowflakes are actually snow crystals, right? Ice crystals. How many ice crystals do you think are typically in one snowflake? Just guess. She didn't tell us in the video, so just a wild guess. Put it in the group chat for me, guys, so I can hear everybody. Group chat. Let's see. And if you can't use the group chat, then you can say it and I'll put it in the group chat for you. Oh, wait, that's a really big number, Kason. I don't know that I can even tell you what number that is. 530, 1,630. Those are all really good guesses. 60, 85, 825, 65. Kason, you are on a roll with all your guessing. Okay, guys, you guys have some really good guesses. So the average number of ice crystals that create what we call a snowflake is 200. 200 ice crystals, okay? Here's our next question. This one's pretty easy. I'm hoping everybody will get it right because she did mention it in the video. So how many sides do all snowflakes have? So we talked about that. There's no snowflake that's ever going to look the same, but all snowflakes have a specific number of sides. So let's use the group chat and tell me. Let's see if everybody gets it right. I'm seeing all the right answer. You guys are amazing. You listened, you learned. I appreciate that. 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every snowflake has 6 sides. That's pretty crazy to me. All right, now here's another one. Was not talked about in the video. When the ice crystals are falling from the sky. We call them snowflakes, but they're not actually snowflakes. When they're falling from the sky, how fast on average do you think that they're falling from the sky? Let's do miles per hour. You know, we usually drive our cars miles per hour. That's what we talk about. And let's say if we're driving through a neighborhood, we're driving probably anywhere from 15 to 20 miles per hour in our car. So based on that, how fast do you think a snowflake is falling out of the sky? Okay, so I see 1 mile, 3 miles, 10, 30, 33, 10, 30, 33, 5. All right, 2 or 3 or 4, Jonathan and Robert, they're just like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 87. Okay, on average, drum roll, everybody drum roll. I can't hear you, but do it anyways. Drum roll. 3 to 4 miles per hour. Interesting fact. Now we know.
I win.
Oh, who had something to say?
That is so weird. I just said I win because I got 3.
Oh, you win. Yes, you do win. You do. You wrote 3. I think somebody else wrote 4. So both of you guys are right? Amazing. Good job, guys. Okay, so we're just going to look at a couple of the types of snowflakes a little bit closer, okay, before we go on our road trip. So these are the basic shape that she started telling us by, the stellar plates, okay? These are so common. They're plate-like crystals with 6 broad arms. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Their faces are often decorated with amazingly elaborate and symmetrical markings. Who can tell me what the word symmetrical means? Raise your hand. Let's see, who can tell me what symmetrical means? It looks like Victoria can tell me. Victoria, what does the word symmetrical mean?
Symmetrical means, hang on, I lost my train of thought.
You're fine.
I
Take
lost
a
my
couple
train of
seconds. Do you want me to go to somebody else?
thought. Yes.
Okay,
I lost my train of thought.
symmetrical. What does it mean if a shape is symmetrical? Anybody? Naomi, can you tell me? I can't tell if you're raising your hand.
I think it means like the same.
Yeah, it does. It actually means the same. So let me get a little drawing tool out here so I can draw a shape for you guys, okay? So let's look at this one right here, right? Everybody's looking at the same snowflake. Everybody sees it, okay? What if we were to cut this snowflake in half? Let's look at this half and this half. Somebody tell me about each half. Gio, tell me about each half of those snowflakes. Gio, you want to tell me?
Each half is.
What can you tell me about?
I forgot.
It's okay. Let's talk this out. Don't go back on mute, Gio. Listen, let's see. Let's look at this half, and then let's look at this half. Do they look the same?
Yes.
Yes, they do look the same. So symmetrical would mean that you could cut that shape in half, and I could cut it in half here, or I could cut it in half here, and this side would be the same as this side, right? Whatever happens to one side also happens to the other side. It's a symmetrical shape, okay? All right, thank you, Gio. All right, let's see. We are going to We're going to move on to the next type of snowflake, okay? So then we have the columns and needles. Now, she mentioned this in the video. Do you remember if the columns and the needles need a higher temperature or a lower temperature? And I want to see with thumbs up. If you think it's a higher temperature, then put your thumb up. If you think it's a lower temperature, put your thumb down.
Higher or lower?
Thumb up, thumb down. Higher temperature or lower temperature? Somebody isn't muted and it's kind of loud. So if you're not muted, can you make sure that you mute yourself, guys? There we go. Perfect. Thank you, whoever did that. So we talked about it. We talked about the fact that the needles and the columns actually need a higher temperature. The higher the temperature is, the less extravagant or more arms that our snowflakes have, right? So to have these, we would need a little bit warmer temperature. They're saying around 21 degrees. Now, yesterday, I was looking at our temperature at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon and it was 22 degrees. So I bet you if I would have went outside and tried to catch a snowflake, that some of the snowflakes that I would have caught probably would have been either columns or needles, right? Pretty interesting stuff. I think that, okay, I think we had one more. These snowflakes are so cool, right? I love these. They're so beautiful. So stellar dendrites. So dendritic means tree-like. So when you're looking at them, they kind of have characteristics of a tree, right? They look like this right here. Let me get my drawing tool. This right here, if you were to just take it all by itself, it would and flip it over, it kind of looks like a tree, doesn't it? It looks like looks like you have lots of little tiny trees all coming off of this snowflake, right? Really, really pretty. And I've seen some of these snowflakes before. Raise your hand if you've ever caught a snowflake and feel like it was probably one of these snowflakes. Raise your hand. Yeah, they're really beautiful. They're really, really pretty. Okay, cool. All right, we are now going on our road trip. Okay, I know there were some guesses about where you guys think we're gonna go, and we're gonna do it a little bit different today, okay? We're gonna do it based on snowfall. So I looked up where in the United States gets the most snow. And you want to know something really crazy? These are the top 5 states. We've been to all of these states in our road trip before. So we're just going to breeze through these really quick. Washington and Mount
Not
Rainier.
Utah. Not Utah.
Did we not do Utah?
No, I don't remember.
Victoria, man, I dropped the ball. I really thought we did Utah already. Okay. Well, we're going to breeze through it anyways. We're going to have to come back to Utah and do a little trip to Utah later. Okay. So number 1, Washington. Number 2, Utah. Number 3, Oregon. Number 4, California. Number 5, Alaska. Okay. Look at those snow totals, 645 inches in Mount Rainier. That is a lot of snow. If you're thinking probably in your backyard right now, you have anywhere from 6 inches to 12 inches, right? That's probably about the average what everybody has. 645 inches. Now keep in mind, this is not just one snowfall. It's not like they had one storm that came through and dropped 645 inches. This was for an entire winter. So an entire winter, they get 645 inches. So let's take a peek at where these are, because although I thought we've been to all of them, we have not been to Utah. Thank you, Victoria, for pointing that out to us. So the first one is way up here in Washington. This is Mount Rainier, right? Our second one is where we haven't been. Victoria pointed that out. It's Utah, okay? Alta, Utah. And then back up to Crater Lake in Oregon. That's probably a familiar name to you guys, right? We studied Crater Lake. We know a little bit about Crater Lake. Number 4, Soda Springs in California. Look how much snow it is on the side of that road. That is a lot of snow. And number 5, way down here, we've got Valdez, Alaska. Okay, so those are our top 5. We're gonna breeze through those, but now we're gonna take a little road trip for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, those are some states that we haven't visited before. Number 6, who can tell me what state this is? Raise your hand if you know what state this is. Anybody? Looks like Robert knows. Robert, unmute yourself and tell me.
It's Rhode Island.
Oh, very close. Not Rhode Island. Jonathan, do you know?
Delaware.
It's not Delaware. Good guess. You guys are getting close. All those little tiny states up here in the Northeast, that's really hard because they're all super tiny and we get them all clumped together. It is not New Hampshire. Who said that? Kaysen, fabulous. Now, Kaysen, you get an extra point if you can tell me the capital of New Hampshire. Kaysen, you disappeared. Can anybody tell me the capital? No, that's Dover, Delaware. Nice try, though. Concord, New Hampshire. Concord, New Hampshire. And here's our little car. Here we go. Concord, New Hampshire has Mount Washington. And Mount Washington, on average, gets, oh no, why did it do that? Sometimes my computer does not want to be my friend. Okay. Back to here. Mount Washington gets an average of 282 inches of snow. Look at that mountain. That looks like a lot of snow, right? That's our number 6. We have now road tripped quickly, very quickly to New Hampshire. Concord is our capital. Ready, guys? Here we go. Next one. I had the hardest time finding a blank map for this state. So I just covered the name of it. Colorado. Fabulous. Yeah, Colorado. Good job, guys. Who can tell me the capital? Come on. Who can tell me? Denver, Colorado. Okay, fabulous. So in Denver, Colorado, we have Climax, Colorado, 273.8 inches. That is a big mountain with a lot of snow. All right, Denver, Colorado. We have now been to Denver, Colorado very quickly. Okay, next one. Ooh, that's a rough one. Who can tell me? What state is it? Number 8. Anybody know? So we know over here is Utah. Wyoming. 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 Fabulous. I don't know who said it because I can't see all your beautiful faces, but Wyoming, you are very correct.
That's half my name.
Yeah, does it? What is the capital of Wyoming? Who can tell me?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne. Fabulous. Cheyenne, Wyoming. And in Cheyenne, Wyoming, we have Burgess Junction with 257.8 inches. Now, please take a moment and look at that photo right there. Could you imagine driving down this road and all you have on either side of you is all that snow? That is crazy. That is a lot of snow. We don't get that kind of snow here in New Mexico, right? I have never seen that kind of snow in New Mexico. All right, number 9. What state is it? Come on.
New York. It's
New York. New York. Fabulous. What is the capital of New York? Albany. It's the very first one in our song. Albany, New York, Montgomery, Alabama, Mont Delilah, Vermont, Juneau, Alaska, right? Yeah, Albany, New York. All right, fabulous. In New York, we have High Market with 214.2 inches of snow. That's a lot of snow, right? This is still so much snow. I can't even imagine getting that much snow. All right, number 10 in our states. This is Michigan. Wow, it took you like no time. Michigan, you are very 100% correct. What is the capital of Michigan?
You don't know.
Lansing, fabulous, Faith, good job. Lansing, Michigan. All right, and in Lansing, Michigan, we have Herman, Michigan, with 214 inches of snow. Now, this isn't the best picture of a bunch of snow, but I couldn't pass it up because this is a really cool picture of very awesome icicles falling off of this cave, right? That is really totally awesome. So Herman, Michigan with 214 inches. Now we're going to do this a little bit backwards. I really hope everyone knows what state this is.
New Mexico.
Mexico. It's New Mexico. Yeah.
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Santa Fe.
Yes.
Santa Fe, New Mexico. I meant Santa
Santa
Fe.
Santa Fe and Mexico.
You guys
And New
made-
Santa Fe and Mexico.
Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Yes, you guys are right. Okay, everybody mute yourself. Everybody mute yourself. Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm
Santa Fe.
good job, Michaela. Michaela's in Santa Fe. That's cool. Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now, we made it through very quickly. The top 10 states with the most amount of snow. Where do you think New Mexico falls on the list? Use your group chat. What number do you think New Mexico is? Remember, number 1 has the most snow. 50 would have the least snow. So where do you think New Mexico is? What number do you think New Mexico is? Use your group chat and tell me what your guess is. 40, 49, 10. Well, we can't do 10. We just did number 10. We know it's not New Mexico, right? Michigan was number 10. 6? No, we know that New Hampshire was number 6. Come on, guys. It's got to be more than 10 because we already went through all of 1 through 10, right? We already talked about states 1 through 10. So it has to be 11 through 50. 11 through 50. Where do you think New Mexico falls on how much snow we get as a state? 11 through 50. I see 11. I see 12. Are we done guessing? 23. Oh, look, I have a friend that came to visit me for class. Oh, I'm cute. 50. Michaela says 50. Kason and Emma say 23. So here we go. Ready? 17. Can you believe that? I was actually quite shocked. I thought we would be further down on the list, but there's a specific city in New Mexico that gets the most snow and gives us the title of the 17th state to have the most snow. Can anyone guess?
Albuquerque.
It's not Albuquerque. Nope. It's not Albuquerque.
Santa Fe.
Santa Fe.
It's not Santa Fe. Nope.
Chile.
Say it again.
Texas.
No, it's a city.
Albuquerque.
Texas.
Michaela, listen. It's a city in New Mexico.
Cloudcroft.
Cloudcroft. That's a really good guess. They do get a lot of snow, but it is not Cloudcroft. I'm going to give you 2 more guesses. Anybody else have another guess? No? Okay, here we go. Oh, you're getting very close, Grace.
Oh, I know. Rio Rancho.
Nope, not Rio Rancho. Taos was really
Cuba.
good. Say it again.
Cuba.
Nope, not Cuba. Ready? Here we go. Drum roll. Where in New Mexico gets the most snow? Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. Angel Fire. Angel Fire, New Mexico. It's a very beautiful city if you've never been to Angel Fire, New Mexico.
It's far though.
It's there.
It is far. You're correct.
The
We get
campfire.
151
No,
inches
just
of
a
snow.
My Girl
Oh,
Scout
yeah.
camp is close to Angel Fire.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've seen it before. I've seen Angel Fire before.
Yeah, it's a really beautiful city. So New Mexico falls under number 17, right? For Angel Fire, New Mexico with 151 inches of snow. We did a whirlwind trip today, okay? And we did it very quickly. It's only 11:30. My goal today was to not keep you guys on a computer for very long because I want you to go outside and I want you to play in the snow and I want you to get bundled up and I want you to go put some snow in a cup and let it melt and drink it because that's what's fun to be a kid, right? So, but before we
I already played in the snow.
I'm glad that you already played in the snow. That's fabulous.
This morning.
You play in the snow multiple times, but I see
Let's do it again.
and I see that you have a question. Go ahead, love.
I'm Abby. The
Sorry, Abby.
other one is Layla. It's
Sorry,
okay.
Abby.
It's okay. Actually, before our class, we went to go play the snow with my dad.
Fabulous. That makes me so happy. Do you know there's a really cool activity I'd love for everybody to try, okay? And I should have done it. Actually, can you guys hold on for just a second?
Sure.
I'm going to do something really quick. You guys just hold on really quick, okay? Hold
Oh,
on.
Miss Sarah, I have a question.
Hold on. What's your question?
Where do you live?
I live in the North Valley of Albuquerque.
Seriously?
Yep. I
That's
sure-
far.
No, not really. I'll be right back. You guys be good. I'm watching you. Okay, I'll be
All
right back.
right.
Hold on.
You guys can wait. So how's everybody's week going?
Good.
Oh, good.
I know Miss Sarah is going to get something, but I can't see anybody's screen. Everybody's screen is black for me, so I'm worried I'm not going to be able to see it myself.
Who said that? Who
Me,
said that?
Isabella.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see you, Isabella.
Tell me what it is. If I can't see it, can you like tell me what it is? Because I want to be able to see it or something.
Miss Sarah,
Yes.
Isabel can't see us.
Isabel.
No, I'm in the meeting, but everybody's like black. I don't know. Everybody's black for me.
Try
Isabel,
leaving and
I
coming
can't
back.
see.
Yeah, Isabella, do you want to try to log off and log back on really quick, and I'll wait for you to show what I have to show?
Yes, please. Let me just remember how to write nature because. Okay.
Okay, we'll wait for you. We'll wait for her. We'll tell another joke.
I'm
Ready?
really happy. I'm very sad today.
What?
Well, kind of sad.
Why are you
Naomi
sad?
was next to tell a joke.
Parents might not be able to come to eat dinner with me tonight, like they
bummer.
do every night, because the highways are icy.
Yeah, the roads are
But-
really bad out there.
Because they're in Albuquerque.
Gotcha.
I'm with my grandma all week until Tuesday.
Okay.
do you live?
Miss Sarah,
Yes.
In Albuquerque.
I had a joke.
Yes, go ahead, Naomi. Let's hear Naomi's joke.
Why can't a thunder talk?
Why can't thunder
Because
talk?
it's holding too many things in its mouth.
Why can't thunder talk? Why can't thunder talk, Naomi?
No, folders.
Oh, folders. Oh,
Too many
folders.
things in it.
Folders. Why can't folders talk, Naomi? You tell us.
Because nobody literally opens them often.
Oh, nobody opens them often. All right. You guys are
Oh,
really
okay.
on it with your jokes these days. Okay, Isabella,
Okay,
can you see us now?
I'm in.
Isabella?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, fabulous. All right, so let's do this. I went outside really quick and I took my jar outside, okay? And I filled this all the way up to the top, okay? This is a quart jar. So this is 1/4 of a gallon, okay? 4 quarts are in a gallon. This is a quart. Now, how much water, when this melts, how much water do you think will be in here?
It will be so much that your house will be covered in water.
You're a silly girl.
Head to
Let's
toe.
do this. I want to show you guys. Let's do this, okay? We're going to mark my jar. Let me dry it off real quick because it's got water on it, okay? We're going to mark it in 3 different places, okay? Right here. So the top is where the snow basically is, right? Okay. So I'm going to actually I'm going to go put it in the microwave and we're going to see when the snow melts, how much water is actually in this jar, okay?
Wait,
So what I want you to do though, this is what I want you to do. I want you to guess right now. I want you to use your brains and I want you to think about what you know about snow and what you know about water. And I want you to raise your hand if you think it's going to be closest to the first line, the second line, or the third line when it's
Third line.
close to water.
In the first line.
So I'm going to have
First.
everybody
First.
raise their hands. Use your
Bottom
listening ears, guys. Use your
First. I think first.
Raise your hand if you think it's going to go to the first line. Okay, raise your hand if you think it's going to go to the second line. Okay, and raise your hand if you think it's going to stay at the third line. Okay, here I go. I'm going to go put it in the microwave really quick, okay? I'll be right back.
I have a jar.
What?
I have a jar of snow too.
Is it filled with snow?
When's your conference call, Dad?
It was filled with snow. It's now melting snow. It is cold. Just filter the curve.
If I can play in the snow
Did
today.
snow-
It's in the microwave. It's in the microwave. Does everybody remember their guess, their hypothesis? Their
I think it's
Yes.
gonna go to the
Can I
center. My hypothesis.
Yes, please. Abby, tell me your hypothesis.
This is my dog's.
If the snow is already at the third line, then it would already be at the third line. If it's water, it would just melt the water. It would go a little bit above the third line.
So you think it's going to be more than what the snow is?
Can I? Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Excuse
Okay.
me? Can I tell you why I picked what I picked?
Yeah, but hold on. Let me go check to see if it's melted. Hold on. My microwave just went off. Okay, hold on.
Ooh, exciting.
I'm scared.
I want to see.
I learned that water
I'm not
is
showing anyone.
always
I'm not showing anyone yet because I want to
Can I-
hear. If anyone, hold on, please. Okay. If anyone wants to tell me, and I know Michaela's first, why they guessed what they guessed, we're going to do that before I show anyone. So Michaela, please go ahead and tell me why you guessed what you guessed.
Because I have a snow jar and we filled it up to the top and it went down a lot to the middle.
Okay. So you've already done this
But-
kind of experiment.
But it's not completely melted.
It's not. I can see the snow still in your jar. Fabulous. Okay. Does anyone else want to tell me why they guessed what they guessed? Victoria, go ahead. And then Gio, you're next. Tell me first what you guessed. What did you guess first? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
Okay.
So my hypothesis, I
It's a
can't
hard
say
word.
it.
Yeah, it's a hard
Yeah.
word.
I get tongue twisted.
It's okay.
So mine was the same as what Abby said.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right. Fabulous. Gio, tell me yours. Where'd you go, Gio?
Mine said, the reason why I picked that one
Which one
is
did you pick?
because I picked the first one,
Okay.
like the smallest one,
Okay.
because it's gonna be so high. It's just gonna melt all the way down.
Okay.
It's not gonna like the water's gonna still melt, and it's gonna be the last is gonna be is like that part
Okay. That's a fabulous.
before it goes all the way down.
Yeah, that's a fabulous guess, and that's a great hypothesis. Thank you, Gio, for sharing. Anybody else want to share?
Can
Naomi?
I go, Sarah?
Yep. Go ahead, Naomi.
I think it's gonna be the first one
Okay.
because snow melts real fast. Once you put it in the microwave, it may melt, and once it's melt, it's still microwaving, and it may vapor the water with it.
Oh, so you think I might have left it in too long and it might evaporate some of the water. That's a good hypothesis, Naomi. Now, I will tell you, I'm going to show you now. Oh, it looks like Isabella wants to go. Go ahead, Isabella.
I pretty much think the same thing. Like, I have 2 ways in my hypothesis. I think it was the first one because when the snow melts outside, your whole backyard isn't flooding. Because if it was at the top one, then that means your whole backyard would be flooding. And plus, like that, then the sun could evaporate it too. Because even once you have snow in your hand, it melts pretty fast.
It's true.
And your hand isn't flooded.
Isabella, I really like the way that you used the information that you know. You said, I know in my backyard, like I don't have a lake in my backyard when the snow melts. That's a really good tools that you're thinking about when you're trying to make your hypothesis. And that's a great educated guess. Now, I'm going to show you guys, and I want to tell Naomi this. Naomi, I only microwaved it just enough for it to melt. And even so, it still has just a little bit of ice on it. So I don't think that any evaporated, but I could be wrong. Okay. So, but just so you know, it's not like it's really hot or anything. It's still very, very, very cold water. So I highly doubt that any evaporated. So here we go. Ready? Oh, see? Oh, crazy, right? Who was right? I know you couldn't see. I'm just teasing. Okay. Look where it is.
It's at the bottom.
It's way at the bottom. It's not even at our number 1 line, right? It's not even at our number one line. It's way below that. And can you?
Did evaporate.
Yes, no, it didn't evaporate. It just melted because of the way that the ice crystals are formed. They actually take up more space than water takes up. And so when it all melts, that's the only little bit of water we had. And to think just a little bit ago, we had snow all the way up to here, right? So this is a really cool experiment that you guys can do at home as well. And Michaela showed us a really cool way. It doesn't even have to go in the microwave. You could fill up a jar like this.
Hot air.
Yeah, or you can just let it sit on your counter and you can watch it all day long as it melts. And by the time it's all the way done melting, you'll be able to see how much water you get from your snow. Now, this is a really cool thing. And I know where I got this snow. I know there are no animals that use the restroom on this snow. And I know that no one has stepped on this snow. So you know what I can do?
Oh
No!
You're gonna die.
It's water. It's water. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, you can't go to the park and get snow. But if you
My
have
dog would like that.
if you have snow somewhere on your porch that hasn't been touched, you know no one has touched it, and make sure that you ask your parents first if it's okay. But that's all that it is. It's just water. I can
Okay.
die.
How does it
Send my dog to you. Send my dog to you.
It's just
not right.
water. It's
I
just
have-
water.
I have a question for everyone.
It's not.
Hold on, guys.
There's
Hold
a
on, really quick.
why. It's just not right.
I have a question for everyone.
Okay, what's up?
Okay. Miss Sarah, I have a question for all of you, including you too.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you guys like to eat turkey on Thanksgiving?
Yes. Delicious.
Yeah.
I just don't
More
like
turkey.
Yeah, but do you
I'm
guys
almost-
like to eat snow on Christmas?
Victoria, what was your reasoning for asking that question?
Well-
Just because?
Well, Gio said in the group chat he said save the turkey.